Hey girl, hey, I hope that you are blessed and you are doing well. My name is Brittany and I'm excited to be back to just give you a little bit of encouragement because I know that I'm in need of it. And this week it is all about surrender, all right? Um, I just want to start off by asking you how you doing. How you doing? Are you good? Are you having a rough time? I hope that you are having a blessed day or blessed night or whatever time of day it is where you are when you see this video. I hope that you are doing well, but just know that God is in control and tomorrow's going to be a better day. You know, trouble don't last always. Okay, I just want to encourage you right there as I'm encouraging myself. Trouble does not last always. All right, so like I said, the topic this week is all about, well, today is all about surrender. And I think the last week or so, surrender has just been highlighted to me on various occasions. Like I was, of course, reading the Bible, different content creators I would come across. Even my pastor at church, just surrender, surrender, surrender everywhere. Okay. And I'm like, it took me a while. So the Lord kept throwing it in my face. Even I was reading something and it said surrender. And one time I was reading a comment on another video and it was talking, one of the comments, like the focus of the comment they were leaving was about, you gotta surrender. I'm like, okay, Lord, I got it. You are trying to tell me something here. So I'm like, okay, Lord, what do I need to surrender? Because I thought I was doing pretty good. I thought I kind of was trying to get it together. I thought I surrendered everything to you. What am I holding back from you? What in my life? So I'm like, okay, I sat down with that thing because every time I looked around, it was surrender, surrender, surrender. Surrender. I mean, I can't even tell you how many times I came across surrender the last week or so. And I'm like, okay, Lord, I know you're talking to me. So I'm like, let me look up surrender. So as I was looking up surrender, because it took me a minute for me to realize the Lord was talking to me and that I need to surrender. So as I was, and like I said, I got my journal and I started writing. I'm like, so when it finally dawned on me, I'm like, okay, Lord, I wrote these questions out. I'm like, okay, Lord, what are you telling me about surrender? What areas in my life have I not surrendered fully to you? And what are you teaching me about surrender? Those are the questions I just had for the Lord. And I just sat with that. I just sat with that like, Lord, what are you trying to tell me? What areas am I struggling with that I have not surrendered yet? And what are you teaching me about surrender? Because I believe anytime the Lord highlights something to you, it's a lesson in it. You know, he's going to teach you. He's going to show you some things. He's going to give you a better understanding of what he's highlighted to you. And so I was like, okay, surrender. So I went to look up what surrender meant. Okay. And what I came across was surrender means to submit fully to God, to submit fully to the Lord. And then also I came across, it says a believer completely gives up their own will and subjects their thoughts, ideas, and deeds to the will and teachings of God. Whew. Okay, so I know I told y'all a while back that I'm in a transitional period in my life. The Lord has called me off of my teaching job. I taught in the school system for going on 11 years. And I just felt in my spirit and he confirmed things to me that it was time to move on. So I'm in this period of my life where I'm trusting God like never before. Because I'm the type of person that I am a worrier. I am someone that likes to run things by other people and get other people's opinions, especially when it comes to like my parents, my mom. I want to, you know. But when it came to this topic, it's like I knew I heard from the Lord. So I really wasn't even concerned with anybody else's opinion was because I know it was from God. And I don't know how to explain it any better than I just had such a peace about what the Lord told me. I just knew it was time for me to move on. And he showed me on various occasions, he would show me like journal entries I had from 4 to 5 years ago, especially the year 2020, because they were really pushing teachers back in the classroom, and it was very chaotic. And I really realized, like, they don't care about my life, my health, any of those things. And I'm like, they even thinking of the children, you know? It was a scary time because we didn't understand what was going on, you know? We didn't know what was going on. So I began to write and pray about, Lord, I would like to just have your blessing to move on to something else. And at that time, of course, it was a no. But when I came into this last school year, I just knew that the Lord pushed me and showed me that, yes, it's time. Okay. So when we pray about things, sometimes you're going to get, no, not yet. And it's not necessarily a no, but it's like a not yet. I have to prepare you for that. I can't just give you the go right away. I can't just give you the green light. I hear you. I'm going to teach you and give you some lessons along the way, and eventually, but you got to be prepared for that. So that was 4 years ago. Okay. So, the answer to my prayer didn't come to 4 years later when the Lord told me, like, okay, now this is going to be your last year teaching. So like I said, I'm in a transitional period. So I'm like, Lord, I've been trusting you. I've been praying. I've been fasting. I've been seeking you. I'm like, Lord, how am I struggling with surrender? So what I'm realizing, even now, as I'm talking to you, I'm realizing that, yeah, you have really stepped out on faith in a big way. You do trust God, but are you fully surrendered? Are you fully surrendered in your next assignment of what He has called you to do? Have you made yourself available to God in a way that you are not concerned about how your bills are going to get paid? You're not concerned about taking care of your household or any of those things. You just have to rest assured that God is in control and that He's got you. And I must say, it's hard for me to do that sometimes. Like I said, God has given me such a peace, so I know that He will take care of me. But it's hard for me to surrender in the way that I still want to know the details of it. So I'm like, okay, Lord, I hear you. I need to stop worrying about the details of how things are going to come together. I'm just going to rest to know that you are in control of all things. You love me. You got my back. You've already gone before me, because that's what the word says. So you're going to work out everything for my good. So I'm just going to trust you. So I have to fully surrender to God's plan and just trust Him that I don't need to know the details. I don't need to know how, why, when, all of the things, how it's going to come together. I just need to know that it will come together and God is in control. So I got that right now while I'm talking to you. I'm like, okay, Lord, I am going to surrender fully. Not my will, but let your will be done when it comes to the next assignment, the next job, the next placement that you have for me. I'm going to trust you. I'm going to thank you in advance because I know that it's already taken care of. And then another thing that I struggle with is not knowing exactly what step to take next. So instead of just continuing to walk out and do the things that God has called me to do, I'll just kind of just stay stagnant. And I'm like, okay, Lord, I need to know exactly what to do next. So just, again, not having all the details, not having all the insight, and it is okay because it's not my job to know those things. It's just my job to trust that God's got me. I received that, Lord. Right now, I received that. I hope that this is making sense for you, because like I said, as I'm talking to you, God is talking to me. I'm like, okay, Lord, I got it. So again, I was talking about surrender. So there were quite a few verses that I came across. And the first one, speaking of surrender, was, I have been crucified with Christ, and I no longer live. I'm so sorry. I did not give you I did not give you where I'm coming from. All right, so this is Galatians chapter 2, verse 20. So let's try that again. Galatians chapter 2, verse 20. All right. I have been crucified with Christ, and I no longer live, but Christ lives in me. And the life that I have now live in my body, I live by faith. Indeed, by the faithfulness of God's Son, who loved me and gave himself for me. So just trusting, and you have to just give up your desires, your wants, your needs, and just really truly trust and lean unto God. So make sure you're praying about that, about the things that maybe you need to surrender in your life, some things that you need to let go of, some things that, sometimes you have to release some things so that you can open up your hand to receive more, the blessings of God and all the things that he has in store for you. So I hope that encourages you. All right. Another verse that I came across was, if you remain in me and my words remain in you, ask for whatever you want and it will be done for you. And that is John 15:7. If you remain in me and my word remains in you, ask for whatever you want and it will be done for you. So that is a verse that I just really have to just keep in mind. I'm so happy that as I was coming across, reading about surrendering, that I came across this verse, because it really speaks to me that I do. I need to remain in God's word, right? And if I do that, I'm seeking his face constantly. I'm living righteously. Then I can ask God for the things that I want and desire. All right, because the verse says, "Seek ye first the kingdom of God, and then all his righteousness, and all those things shall be added unto you." I feel like that one goes hand in hand with this John 15:7 verse as well. All right. And then the last one that I came across, it was, be still before the Lord and wait for him. Don't get upset when someone gets ahead, someone who invests evil schemes. And that is Psalms 37 and 7. And I just feel like that first part, it just really speaks. Be still before the Lord. Wait on the Lord. Wait on God's time and not your own. Wait on the Lord. Wait for him. Don't get upset when someone gets ahead. Don't be so concerned with what everybody else is doing. That whole comparison game. Baby, that's the devil. That comparison thing. You want to look at what you're going through and compare it to your friends and your neighbors and your cousins and your aunties and all. I mean, you just really need to be so focused on you, your journey, and the things that you're going through, and allow God to just use you in the lives of the people around you, and not be focused on their journey, because you are completely different than them. You think about it like a parent, because God is our father, right? Some parents, they have to parent kids in different ways, right? Just like as a teacher, you have to teach kids in different ways, because you might have somebody that learns by hearing, somebody that learns by seeing and needs to be modeled. There's all different kinds of things. So God knows what you need. God knows how you learn. God knows the things that's going to help you get to where you need to be. So let's not focus on everybody else's journey. Yours is unique to you. And that is something I have to remember, to just stay laser focused on me and not worrying about what everybody else is going through. Yeah, I see she got that job. Praise the Lord. And I be praising the Lord for her. I'm so happy for you, knowing, that God can do it for you in due season when it's your time. Oh, somebody got a brand new car? Praise Jesus. I'm so happy for you. When it's my time and my new car, then I'm gonna be excited for me too, But just I've just learned to just enjoy just seeing others get blessed, seeing others thrive and get higher, just have great experiences, and for them to enjoy their life, and you just truly enjoy yours and where you are. That is just a lesson that I just think just makes you have almost just a attitude of gratitude, where you're just constantly just thankful for where you are, just content with where you are, but just knowing that you're trying to grow, you're trying to get better, but you're content where God has you, right? That gratitude attitude will just always win. When you have an attitude of gratitude, it will always win. It always win. And last but not least, as I came across this article as I was talking about surrender, and it was from the Faith and Fitness article, and I'll leave it like in the inbox, in the description box, I believe, like if you want to click on the link so that you can read up on it. But she had a lot of great information in there, and I just enjoyed this little portion, and I just want to share with you. And I hope that it speaks to you like it did to me. It says, surrendering to God is a daily process. So it's not something you can just do once or twice, or, you know, like, oh, I surrender, Lord. And I believe this is what the Lord was telling me. Like, yeah, you may have surrendered yesterday, but did you surrender today? Yeah, you may have surrendered 5 hours ago, but I'm asking you to do something now. Are you surrendered to me in this moment? So, hey, I'm getting it, Lord. I'm getting it. Speak, Jesus. All right. So it says surrendering to God is a daily process. And the process builds upon our trust in him when we don't necessarily know what the outcome will be. Ooh, Lord, you're talking to me. I love that. I got to read that again. Surrendering to God is a daily process, and the process builds our trust in him when we don't necessarily know what the outcome will be. Wow. Surrendering our thoughts to God not only impacts us spiritually, but physically as well. And like I said, this is from a Faith and Fitness blog, I believe. She had a lot of great information in there, and you can definitely read up on that. So I'll leave that in the description. But I'm just so very grateful to be with you again. And as I encourage you about surrendering whatever you may be going through, dealing with, ask the Lord, Lord, what are you trying to tell me I need to surrender in my life? What am I holding back some that I haven't given you full access to me? That is what I'm praying about, ladies. And I pray you do the same thing, because we got to be surrendered to our Father, right? As we surrender, God is going to keep coming in and transforming us and making us better, making us more like Jesus. Because, you know, this channel is all about helping to heal that young girl inside of every woman in pursuit of her kingdom assignment. We all have a kingdom assignment attached to our name, right? And I believe as women, we need to make sure we go back and heal that little girl that may have been hurt, that may have felt unloved, that may have felt lonely, that may have felt like she grew up all on her own. I believe if you go back and you think about some of those times in moments when you felt like you were all alone and nobody cared, you are going to see that Jesus was with you every step of the way. Because I can testify to that. That is something that the Lord told me. In the moments in my life where I was young and going through some things that I just I felt alone. I'm like, nobody cared about me in that moment. And God let me know I was there. Even through my sin, the Lord showed me like I was there. Watching you. I was there, you know. So think about that. Ask the Lord if there's any area in your life that you need to surrender unto him. And then ask him to help you to surrender those areas each and every day. Because like we read earlier, it is a daily process for us to surrender unto our Father. All right. So I love you, ladies. But just know to love on you like only you can love on you. And the only person that can love you more than you can is Jesus Christ himself. All right, until next time. Bye.